Here we are.
We're here. We're both
Genevieve.
here.
We're both here, and it's the last picture show is what I called it.
Yeah.
And then I got an ad on my YouTube for the actual movie called The Last Picture Show.
Oh, that's great. That is
So I
great.
should probably go watch that. Hey everybody, welcome in. If you saw the promos on YouTube or Twitter or anywhere else, you know that this is our last show. And tonight we're going to talk about the whys of that. We're going to have a bunch of people joining us. Bevan's going to be here in a minute, and we're going to have Ethan come on and some of the other folks that have helped make this show a show. And as you said earlier today, Genevieve, it's bittersweet. It's been amazing.
I will say
2 minutes in.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm going to be very sniffly because I've been sick for 2 weeks, but I'm also gonna be really sniffly because now I'm gonna cry too. My goodness.
Yeah, I'm sick too. That's what it is. It's allergies. No, it's been a really special thing to have created this with you, and just the shows we've had, and I could be this emotional.
Oh, Dave. Well, I will say that the until further notice is going to do a lot of lifting, and that's what's going to keep my emotions at bay.
We don't know. Yeah, I just know that I have to take a break right now to get some other things done, and we're going to talk in detail about that tonight. It's a tough decision. I really have enjoyed the show. It's been incredible. The guests that we've had on, the conversations that we've had, the different topics that we've covered. And it's been I'm proud of it. It's been a very good quality show that I think will stand the test of time. It's out there, so it's out there in the universe and people can watch it at any point. They say go out on top. And so it is now the most popular show on YouTube. So I think we should just go out now.
Yeah. I always think it's important to end on a high note. I will also say when we first started the show a year and a half ago, Greg, Greg's gonna make me cry. Oh my goodness.
Greg, you son of a bitch.
Thank you.
Thank
man.
you, Greg. You're special, dude.
Thank you, Greg, for your $99.99 super chat. Oh my goodness. Okay. Gosh. I mean, when we started this a year and a half ago, I used to watch back like the next day of the show and just did I do something stupid? Like, is there something that I would do differently next time?
Yeah.
And then after a while, like I stopped doing that. And so when I think about it, really, there are so many episodes of that GD show for me to catch up on. Haven't seen them all.
Yeah, no, it's good. I sometimes somebody will. I get a notice when there's a new comment on a show on YouTube, and so I'll go back and I remember that conversation, and I'll check it out and start talking and looking back at it again. I got all tangled up here, sorry. And so there's good stuff there, and I'm really proud of it. We're gonna add Bevan in here. She's gonna join us now for a minute, and she's gonna help me keep on script here of the things that we want to talk about tonight, because there is a lot we want to cover. And we're not going to take calls tonight. We were, but we weren't able to, but I'd love for anyone to add any question or comment in the chat, and we'll try to grab it. We appreciate you guys' support. I see already a few chats of thanking us for the show. There's Asexual Atheist. You have elevated YouTube. Glad you're taking care of yourself. I will miss the show. Hugs. Thank you so much. We appreciate we've had so much great support, and it's become, Greg was there with his super chat as he always is each week, and he's become like a super fan, and he's just like, I realized that we've kind of created a little family here, and a lot of the same folks that stop in and hang out with us on Monday nights. And that made it really hard for me I felt like I was letting these folks down, a little, like, I can't stop this. These folks depend. Greg, you're crazy, man. A little extra for Bevan. Greg's giving you $19.99, honey.
Oh, thank you.
She says thank you.
I'm trying to find my splitter.
Don't worry about it, honey. Just come join us, please.
Okay.
Anyway, I do know that there are people that look forward to this show, and it's their place to hang out on Monday nights. So I felt bad about that. I love hanging out here on Monday nights, but I just know it's the thing to do. Come on, babe. Yeah, come on in. Everybody, welcome Bevan to the set. We're going to squeeze in here. Oh my gosh, can we squeeze in? I don't know. So. I don't know. You might have to join on your phone. I don't know.
Okay.
Ethan's going to be on. Yeah, I forget that we're going to have so many on the show that.
Yeah,
there
we go.
Here we go.
Oh, there. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we made it wider.
But then when you get more people in the show, it might mess it up.
Well, we probably won't have them all on at the same time, and you
thing.
can, Johnny, can you hear?
I'm going to hear now.
Hello, testing.
Now I can hear everybody.
We are professionals. Leonard Ostrander, my buddy Lon, $3 super sticker. Lon is the president of the Clergy Project, and we've had the privilege to hang out a couple of times in different places, and it's always fun to see you, Lon. You're a lot of fun. He joined us at the conference in Sarnia. We saw him in Pennsylvania. We've just, Apostasy says, I'm so honored. You got to help me with the super chats, Genevieve. You're good at that. I'm so honored, not super chats, but all the chats.
Yeah.
I'm so honored that I got to be on your show just 3 short weeks ago. That's Apostasy. She was on with the Sisters-in-Law show. Y'all may remember that. Squeaked in. One of the best things I've got asked to do. Thank you, Stacy. Man.
And
Anton from Mexico. Wow.
Wow. Oh,
read that out for me, Genevieve.
Dave, listening to you so long ago in the AXP gave me the inspiration to be an atheist activist and start doing stuff with other content creators. I want you to know that.
Awesome.
Welcome to the last show where I'm going to be crying the entire time. Well, Bevan, it's so nice to see you.
It's good to see you too. Yeah. I feel like it's been so long.
I know. My goodness.
But
maybe you put my eyeglass things on that someone sent me from this show. Remember the
flip them right
from? Yeah, I forgot to put them on my ears to hold my glasses up.
Okay, now are they on?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you cleaned your glasses.
Anyway.
Okay.
So primarily, and we'll bring on Ethan and Correa and some of the background people in a minute, and others that people have heard of and that aren't really aware of what all they've done. But the 2 big reasons, I guess, to start with is that I needed to stop this, at least for now, is I've got to devote the limited energy and focus and energy that I have. And I don't say limited, but it's getting more difficult to do things. And so I just know that I have to focus on a couple of projects that are preeminent for me this year. Namely writing the second book called Dying Out Loud. And I'll talk more about that in a minute. And the other thing is we're forming a nonprofit foundation that is going to require a lot of time and energy and focus and a lot of help from other people. And those 2 projects, I know that they're time sensitive, and I can't focus on them and do a weekly show. the weekly show, having it every Monday, and you know this, Genevieve. Anybody else who's done a weekly show, Ethan knows this. It just requires a lot of prep, focus, energy. The show itself doesn't, but the background work and the stuff, just the having that mental thing there that's every week that we have to give attention to, if you know what I mean. I just need to be relieved of that for a while and when I wrote my memoir, I would never have gotten it done. I wrote every day.
That's all you did.
Yeah, I would never have gotten it done if I didn't have devoted daily time to it without distraction and without any other things going on, really. And so I'm going to have to have that kind of focus and energy around getting the second one written. There's Will Judy, our friend from Houston.
Oh, thanks. Oh, Will, I can read that off for you, Dave.
Yeah, my wife.
I love how you two represent our community. Thank you for all that you do and will do. I look forward to our future adventures.
Thank you, Will.
Thank you, Will. My goodness.
Getting guest schedule is always, yeah. If
Kelly
you can read
Laughlin.
those.
Kelly Laughlin said getting guest schedule is always a chore. And that was probably what took up so much of your time, is just scheduling and finding new people and finding different things to talk about.
And you have to then do the research on them. And that's what Dadpool says. Running a weekly show is a lot of work. Yeah. So that's the gist of it. And we're going to go into more detail on that tonight. Bevan's typed this out a little outline to keep me on track because she knows how distracted I get with just talking. And but before we get into the nuts and bolts of it, the behind the scenes, Ethan, if you want to show your wonderfully beautiful face and join us here. This is the guy. Ethan is the guy that makes it happen. He is. When I reached out to him, a year and a half ago, and said, "Would you be willing to produce a weekly call-in show?" I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot just to do a weekly show, but you add the calls and all that goes into that, and the logistics of it, and it's a lot. And I was just honored, Ethan, that you took it on. And
well, it's been an absolute pleasure working with you, and I enjoyed the time we've spent together. I really enjoyed producing the show. I'm going to miss it because every Monday, same time, I'm in front of my computer. So there's going to be definitely something missing from my life now that you're taking a break. So I truly hope that GV show comes back eventually because it's one of my favorite shows on YouTube.
Thank you. We appreciate that. And it wouldn't have happened without you, Ethan. I would not have known how to get it done, what to do, how to do it. So I thank you for your generosity and your willingness to devote your time and energy to it, because it does take a lot of time.
Absolutely.
There's Jesus saying hi. There's I Got Cookies saying hi. Yeah, she just got back to a live show and it's ending. Sorry. We'll explain. Stay with us. Can you read that?
Yeah, of
Genevieve?
course. Zach Brannigan, thank you so much. Happy the show is here for anyone who needs deconverting help long into the future. I'm so happy to be part of this amazing show. Love everyone.
Thank you, Zach. So he's who else is in the background there that we have, Ethan? Let's bring on.
We've got plenty of guests. So why don't we bring on our first volunteer call screener, Secular Rarity.
And he is rare and he is secular. So
that's true. That's true.
Wonderful handle.
There's only one of me, because any more than that, nobody would be able to deal with it.
Just too much.
And for those who don't know, Secular Rarity has been blowing up on AXP.
Yes, he has.
He's been showing up everywhere. So he's a fantastic guest to have on your show.
The first time I was ever on AXP, my amazing co-host was that man right there, Dave Warnock.
We had a great show.
It was awesome. And, definitely I was insanely nervous. But at the same time, I felt so great because of all the people to have with me, you know?
Right.
I mean,
Well, I
Dave's
think
the
you
man.
were filling in at the last minute
Uh-huh.
for somebody, weren't you? So you didn't have a
Uh-huh.
lot of time to get nervous ahead of time. So you were thrown right into the fire.
Yeah, but it was just truly an awesome experience. But I you know, people may not believe me when I say this, but the first time that I was put in a Facebook group chat, and a couple of people who we'll mention here in a sec that have been working, you know, the whole time behind the scenes, they said, Dave is gonna start a show and we need some help. And I just remember that feeling and just being like, holy crap, that's amazing. That
Right.
you know, I could be a part of that, man. So seriously,
Same.
thank you. Genevieve, I didn't know you before this show, but I have come to just absolutely adore every single time I see you.
The
Seeing
feeling
y'all
is mutual. Thank goodness.
seeing y'all every freaking week, it was just it was something that, you know, I know not just me, but there's so many people here just, you know, shouting their love in the chat and stuff. We all just look forward to it. This is what we did every Monday. So yeah, just love you both so much. I'm just so happy to be here. So
Yeah, that you've been a big part of it, Elliot, and I appreciate it so much. Read those for me,
I
baby.
can't get
I'm
back. I
blurry.
got Cookie said something, but it went away.
The screen is not.
Aw,
It
thank
doesn't.
you so
There
much.
she
I got
is.
cookies, $20. Yeah, she jumped in late and just found out. Oh wait, this is the last show. I watch the replays
Yeah.
every week. I'll miss you both.
I think she's in England or UK, or the timing has just really been bad for her since we went to the later time slot. I'm sorry, but we've missed you too, and glad you were able to catch it tonight. I'm sure it's like 3 a.m. where you are, but we appreciate you being with us. And yeah, so Elliot, thank you for all that you've done behind the scenes, and you've just been a great support, as have so many others.
So, for
Yes.
those who don't know, Secular Rarity is not only fantastic on camera as a host of AXP and Talk Heathen, but he busts his ass behind the scenes. He works with so many shows, whether it be appearances, producing, moderating, call screener, like he puts in the work. So he is one of my favorite activists within the community. You'll find very few that work as hard as him to help other shows grow.
Yeah, that's true. You're everywhere.
So much of that is because of the people on camera right now. You know, I mean, truly, I have gotten connected to so many people through Ethan. I have gotten to, I have realized that I do have to stand up and I do have to say things, and it doesn't matter if I don't say it perfectly. It doesn't matter if I don't have the flashy green screen or anything, you know. Again, watching y'all regularly and just getting to know you more and more, and being here and just seeing all the people in the chat, that has helped me to just get out more and do more stuff. And because of that, it's just like anytime somebody says, hey, what are you doing, you idiot? Are you busy on Thursday? It's like, no, I'm actually not. Like,
no, I have no other life. This is all I do.
yeah, I love it, honestly. And yeah, again, seriously, I can't thank the three of y'all enough. All three of y'all are so meaningful to me, and I know that I am speaking for absolutely everybody out there, because I just see it time and time again, whether it's, you know, me sitting in the chat and thanking people, or whether it's me just getting to talk to people for a couple of minutes before they get to talk to y'all, and just the admiration that people express time and time again. You know, it's always there. There's never like a day where it's like, it's like a little bit less today. It's always like a steady, we freaking love you guys.
Right.
And then some days it's an extra boost. You know, everybody had some more caffeine or alcohol.
Well, it's the connections you make and the relationships you make, you know, and then you get to know these people online, and then we've gotten to meet, you know, each of us have met in person in different places and had chances to hang out. And that's just so special. You wouldn't have this unless God had created the internet. So we thank God for that.
Honestly, you are by far my favorite creator I've ever met, because for those who don't know, Dave is not only the sweetest guy on camera, he is the absolute most pleasant guy off camera as well. What you see is what you get, and he is so kind and so loving, and I am truly grateful that I've been able to be a part of his life and his show, because he truly is an amazing human being. And I hope more people get to see that side of you.
I appreciate that, Ethan. That's sweet. I right back at you. You're the friendly neighborhood atheist, and that's an apt name for you. You're legitimately that kind of guy. So I appreciate you saying that.
Business Forrest from Free Thought Forum TV. Glad to
finally be catching a show. Well, you're catching our last one. I got cookies. Why did I think you were in England? You're in Iowa. That's not England. I'm sorry. I got this messed up.
Close enough.
Close enough. Anyway, I'm glad you were able to catch the show. So anyway, that's helped me catch those chats, honey. I can't see them very well. Well, Ethan, who else do we have backstage that we need to welcome in this?
We've got plenty of guests. So why don't we start with Cairo Rolf?
Cairo.
Whoa, he's dark.
We can barely see Cairo.
You can barely see me.
Yeah.
You're dark.
You're sitting in the dark.
There you go.
This is the most light I have in my room.
This is the most light I have in my room. Yo, I got you, man. Don't worry about it. I love to do my Cairo imitation. Cairo is special. He's anybody that's read my book and have gotten the copy of it, the actual printed copy. He's the graphic designer that created that cover, and just a brilliant graphic artist. And he's a friend that lives in the Nashville area that we got connected last year. He saw me on
the
shows or something, and reached out and said, I'd love to get together. Anyway, we've become friends. I've gotten to hang out many times, but he also creates each week. And again, this weekly stuff's a lot of work. But each week I send him a picture and an idea, a title for the show, and he creates the thumbnail that we use to promote the show, and it's on our channel. That's all of Cairo's work, and he's so good. Every time I send him an idea for anything, a book, a bookmark, Bevan grabbed some. He's got a thumbnail. I just say, okay, hey, here's what we got. Can you make something? And boom, he does it, and it's always perfect every time. I never have to go and say, can you change this? Can you do that? I mean, never. It's just incredible. And I'm kind of picky. I thought I'd turn to her on that. But Cairo, the show wouldn't have been what it was without your help. And it's those little things and all the people that participate, all the people that help out. It's just, it doesn't happen by itself. I can't do that stuff. And so it's people like you, Cairo, that keep the wheels turning, man. So,
people like you and everybody else on this show.
Well,
it's been an honor, man. It really has.
Thank you, Cairo.
With you.
Yeah, thank you, man. And it does make it hard to stop this and to leave it, because I do see all the people that work to help to produce it and benefit from it, and so it's tough to say goodbye. I do know that it's the right thing to do, though. Right. And so hopefully we can come back in a year or so and do something else. But for right now, that's
was a completed book.
Well, you're going to be missed, Dave. Like, this is a great time slot for you, and it's going to be hard to see you go. And I know I'm going to miss being in front of my computer every single Monday at this time, listening to all the fantastic conversations and new guests you have on your channel every week. You, by far, have the most unique show on YouTube. Like most people, they only have 2 hosts when it comes to calls. You'll have 3, 4, or 5, and you get the different, most unique guests every week. So it's really been great to see how fantastic and how far your show has come.
Well, thank you, man. Now I'm wanting to. Maybe I need to reconsider this.
Let Genevieve run with it.
Just
let Genevieve have it. She wants it.
No. And David, like, I know that, that we had talked about that too, but I know that in addition to, all the projects that you have going on, I mean, I've been having to miss shows because, I've been crazy busy too. And I feel like if I can't imagine continuing on without you in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be weird.
Yeah, it can't be if it's that GD show.
Yeah.
I have to find
Another name that starts with D. That's
exactly.
easy.
Right.
And no offense to all of the other D named folks out there, it's just nobody could fill your shoes, Dave. It wouldn't be the same.
No, it's
Well,
not
thank you.
possible.
Yeah, I think that for both of us, with all the projects that we're working on, we had to do
Sure.
it sometime, and I'm glad that
Yeah.
we're doing it now, even though it absolutely breaks my heart.
Something's
And
like,
I just love all of you
Mhm.
guys so much. And I'm gonna mute myself and sniff and cry for a moment.
Okay,
Real
well,
quick, thank you to Sheila Hoover,
Sheila
who said,
Hoover.
"Love you both." Thank you for the $20 super chat.
Thank you, Sheila, our dear friend Sheila. She's a
Hi,
sweetheart.
Sheila.
Hi, Sheila. I did see Cynthia in the private chat. Let's let Cairo and Elliot take a seat, and we'll have.
Okay.
If we get too many on, we can't see anybody. So let's have Cynthia on for a minute, and then we'll bring everybody back on at the end if they're still there.
She's only
Cynthia,
audio.
audio only.
Yeah, she's audio only, so you can't see her on the screen, but she should still. Cynthia, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Hi.
Awesome. Hey,
I
how
thought-
you guys doing?
I thought you got your hair done today. I thought we were going to see this Cynthia with a new hairdo.
Maybe it's more
No, I
comfortable.
actually had to postpone that because
that's why.
I'm on kid duty right now.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm glad you could join us for a minute. We appreciate you stopping in. Cynthia McDonald, and many of you know her, but she's the one who designed our opening intro with that
The music,
with that
the video
fantabulous
effects,
music, the video, everything, and the closing with the credits and everything. That's the work of this talented and wonderful Cynthia McDonald. So I wanted everybody to know who she was and give a shout out to her, because that opening, I can't tell you, Cynthia, how many times we've had people say, "Where'd you get that music? Where can we find that music? We want that music.
It's
Who
so
is that?"
upbeat.
Let me get it.
Like
No,
it was perfect.
It was
Yeah.
a pleasure doing it. I enjoyed it, and because Dave, I love you.
Oh,
I
sweetheart.
really do. I agree. You are one of the sweetest people that I ever met in my life, and
Thank you.
I even enjoy watching the show. Like sometimes I have to catch like the playbacks. But I love you. I love the work that you do. I think you are absolutely wonderful, and it was an absolute honor to do some of the graphics for your show, and
Well,
I enjoyed it. And if you'd ever decide to do something again, of course I got you.
I appreciate
Thank you,
that.
Cynthia.
Yeah, we were actually, I'd reached out to you about, we were going to redo, a new opening and a new, my decision to end it just kind of came it wasn't a sudden impulsive thing. It was, we were talking about doing a new intro, a new exit, adding some different names, doing some different things. And I talked to Cynthia about that. And then she reached out a few weeks later and said, "Hey, you ready to do that?" And I said, "Well, as it happens, we won't be needing that, at least not right now." It was a decision that I'd been wrestling with for a while, but when I came to that place, I just thought, okay, this is it. I gotta do it.
I don't know how to pronounce that.
Impious Saint.
Impious Saint.
Oh, thank you so much for your $40 super chat. Love you guys, and I'll miss the show. It has meant so much to me.
Well, thank
I
you.
will miss the show too. It has meant so much to me.
Yeah.
Somebody said something about a new drug. I got cookies. Hey, Bevan, Ethan,
Has
Tina
David
Marie.
Dress with
Hey.
it? Oh, I got cookies. Was asking about the new drug. That actually, Dave's been on that drug since last July because he was able to get into the expanded access program, and I would say it's made for some good video. You want to explain?
Yeah, we found out who my friends really are, because when we're with people, this is the most awful tasting stuff I've ever had to drink in my life. I can't even express to you how bad this stuff tastes.
It's called Religio is the brand name of it.
When we are with other people and I have to
Relivrio.
do it, like then I say, hey, you want to try this thing that I have to take every day and see what you think? Every time, man, the reactions are just hideous.
So I'm putting together a compilation video.
Yeah. People's reactions are just so funny because it's really, and it's the aftertaste. They'll take a bite, they'll take a sip, and they'll go, ooh. Oh, it's just funny because it's the aftertaste that really kicks you in the ass. So anyway.
That sounds like Malort.
I was going to say that. Thank you. It can't be worse than Malort.
Yeah,
Malort's pretty bad.
What is that? Everybody seems to have had it.
What is that for?
It's also called the Chicago handshake. It's this awful, horrible drink that you have to chase it with beer or something else to get that taste out of your mouth. It really tastes like liquid gasoline. That's the best way that I can.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's the most bitter thing I've ever had. I believe it's. It's a big thing in Chicago.
Why is it an ADHD drug or something? What is it?
No, it's booze.
No,
People drink
it's
it
booze,
willingly for fun.
It's just liquor.
You drink it for fun? And it tastes
people,
that bad?
People do.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Just so that you can see everyone's reaction, like after you drink it. I had it with Kenneth Leonard and Johnny from ACA. Told me you have to do this, and I said no, I don't. But they made me do it anyway because then my partner Arthur, he was like egging them with me. I was like, and so I was like, fine, if it would get you guys to shut up, I will drink it.
I don't know why you would do that on purpose. I mean,
I regret it. I regret it, Dave. I regret it to this day.
Oh, well, I'll never try it.
Don't ever do that to yourself.
Speaking of Chicago, Cynthia, we got to meet Cynthia in Chicago a couple of years ago. Same time we met Ethan for the first time.
Yeah, we went to a restaurant in the city. It was really nice.
And Kenneth Leonard, you mentioned Kenneth. We met Kenneth that time too.
Yeah, Kenneth and his wife.
Actually, Kenneth may try to join us later. I'll be mentioning something he's helping us with in a minute when we talk more about our plans for the year. But Kenneth, it was a joy to meet Kenneth when he lived in Chicago. Now he's in Kansas City. What do we got here? Lily Pad LA.
I'll be looking forward to your book coming out, Dave. Thanks to you and Genevieve and everyone behind the scenes who helped make this show happen.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your super chat and your support. Dave has written another book. Okay, no, not yet. That's the problem. I got cookies. Says Dave has written another book. No, I haven't. And in order to do that, I'm gonna have to change my schedule and not do this.
Right.
That's part of the point here. So that's we'll get to some more details about that in a minute. But Cynthia, I know you got to run because you got child duty, but thanks for dropping in.
Yes.
And love you so much. And thank you for being a huge part of this show.
And thank you for even reaching out. And I look forward to seeing you on the speaker trail.
Yes.
Thank you, Cynthia.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah,
love you, everyone. Bye.
Love you too.
Bye.
Okay.
Let's bring. Is Gabe still? Pardon?
Oh, God.
Yeah, I see Gabe. We've got Gabe and a few other people.
Okay.
There we go.
Gabe, the man, the myth, the legend. If you've wondered where this wonderful logo, that GD show, came from, also behind us in a sign that I see Sean Chafin is in the chat.
It's behind your head.
It's behind my head, up on the corner. Sean made that logo into a sign that we have, Gabe. I don't know if you knew that, right? It's really cool.
Yeah, I remember you saying,
an etched sign. But Gabe designed this logo, and Gabe puts the each week
overlays.
Puts the overlays together for the show. Again, there's a weekly responsibility that he just willingly took on, and it's just every week, we'll get a message. Hey, who's on the show this week? You guys got names for me?
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't till the last minute.
Yeah. No, sometimes the last minute stuff is the fun stuff. I get to run into the shop and to my computer and bang out a couple of names real quick and send them to you right before the show. And yeah, that's something I'm definitely gonna miss. I know that I feel like it's a minor little thing that I get to contribute, but it's such an honor to be able to be a part of such a huge deal.
Well, we appreciate your contribution to the show. Also, he was instrumental in the book. If you're going to grab the book and show the spine, Gabe made the logo, the official Dying Out Loud logo. Can you see it on the spine?
Yeah, but that's just the little.
There's a bigger logo.
We've got plans. There's a bigger one. We'll show more.
Yeah, we've got it's the Dying Out Loud logo that Gabe created, and we used it for the book, and we're going to use it for some other things. It's on the website, I think. But yeah. So thank you for that, Gabe.
Oh, thank you for letting me be a part of it. I mean, I have my favorite book right here, right behind me on the shelf where it stays.
Oh my gosh.
And I actually got to listen to it before I got to read it. But I do a lot of work with my wife at her business. And I was building a pagoda. That word left me for a second. But while I was building it, I was listening to you, and you were amazing the whole time. And there was times where I just had to stop and sob a little bit because I mean the book is just amazing, and having you read it was the best thing ever. There's so many people that do great readings of books and great voices and stuff, but it couldn't have been better than you, Dave, reading it yourself. So it was amazing. And as you know, the final credits, when you're giving everybody credit, Lauren sent you a video of my reaction when I didn't expect to be named.
He was bawling like a baby.
I'm a sentimental guy, and it was just amazing.
Yeah, so
I appreciate
it. Well, of course.
I would love to be a part of anything else you have planned in the future. You know, I'll be there for you always, Dave. I mean, you're such a great guy, and we miss you tremendously. Lauren and I had the best time when we first met. I mean, there was a whole bunch of people that I didn't even know, and I just got to talking to you, and you're probably the easiest person to talk to in the world.
He really is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
the most kind.
You're a friend.
Oh,
so sweet. And you're so easy to talk to, and you're a friend immediately to anyone you talk to. And so when we sat down, I just sat next to you all night and just talked to you, and wish we could have had more time, but I look forward to talking to you again.
Yeah, we will, man. We'll have some more time.
You know, just to give you an idea of the type of man Dave is, the one day I made a post and I was like, my phone got stolen. I'm like, I'm sorry if you can't reach me, but Facebook's the only way to get in contact with me. And within an hour of making that post, Dave sent me a message like, do you need any money? Do you need help getting a new phone? Are you okay? I was like, wow, like this guy, Dave, is for real. He really is one of the sweetest, kindest people that looks out for other people. Mm-hmm. And that was just jaw-dropping to me. Like the support from him has been amazing.
It really is spectacular, Dave. You are genuinely one of the kindest, most amazing people that I've ever met.
Absolutely.
And what's amazing too is, you know, you have so much going on. You're so busy. I know that, you know, every day that ALS just gets more and more challenging to deal with. And yet, if you ever think something is on my mind, for example, you'll just like ask, oh my gosh, what's going on? Do you want to talk about it? And I'm always like, we don't need to talk about me. My problems are small fries. But that's just who you are. You're just the coolest and the most considerate.
It really is.
And I got Cookies had asked, how is everyone not bawling right now? Watch the first 30 seconds of the show and watch it now.
Just wait till I'm off camera. I'll be there.
Well, I appreciate
it's definitely an emotional show.
I appreciate the kind words. I didn't want it to be about this tonight, but you guys are saying really sweet things, and I appreciate it. I really do. I saw Kristen was on there, best name ever. It's like 3 a.m. where she is, I know, in Sweden, but she popped in to say hi. I appreciate that. She's another one of those behind the scenes people that just does everything for everyone.
Yeah, she created all our command bots through Nightbot.
Yeah.
Moderates the channel. There are so many people behind the scenes that make this show possible. So it's not just the people on screen like Dave and Genevieve, but we've got call screeners, we've got chat moderators, we've got people running the Nightbot stuff. So we've got a lot of fantastic people who have just donated their time and been willing to help out for this show.
Yeah, and it takes all of that. People don't realize that it doesn't just happen. You don't just turn a camera on and start talking. That's just not how this works. But we appreciate it. Yeah. Thanks, Gabe. I'm glad you could stop in. Give love to Lauren, and we will see you guys in just a few weeks. So
thanks, Gabe.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Hey, thank you. And
we'll talk to you later.
I'm from Chicago, so anytime we end up going back over there, I'd love to hang out with you guys.
Oh, you're from Chicago too. So am I.
Yeah. Well, I'm in Texas now, but I have a lot of family in Chicago. So when we're up, I'd like to see everybody.
Awesome. Thanks, Gabe.
Right, thank y'all.
Thanks, buddy. I got cookies. Another super chat. Thank you. You're a sweetheart. Thank you for your support.
God should be more like Dave and Genevieve. I was gonna say you do give Jesus a run for his money with your kindness, generosity, and selflessness.
Would you like to bring out our backup producer, the person?
Yes.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
So for those who don't know, this person fills in for me time to time. If I've ever had any issues or run any jams, she will produce the show for me. So let's welcome Courageous.
Courageous from all the way from the Bay City, right?
Yes.
You moved out there last year.
Yep, over the summer.
Well, thanks for joining us tonight, and thank you for
having me. I'm so sad. I have this smile on my face, but it's just because I'm like, I can't believe it.
Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know it's tough. And
completely understand.
Yeah. Well, you've been really helpful, and there have been times when you've had to back up with very short notice. So appreciate you being on call like that and available and helpful, and it's just been awesome to have you there as part of the team.
Yeah, but this is a very special show. Your very first episode ever was on my birthday, so I've been cool. A fan from the beginning, so I love you both, all of you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Correa, you're another one of those people who is just, you're everywhere. You do so much behind the scenes for so many people. And it's just been amazing to see you blossom and throw yourself into the activism in these communities. And I love being your friend. And I'm so happy that you are out in California and not in the Bible Belt. And I'm just so happy for what the future holds for you.
Me too.
Big change from Southern Missouri to California, right?
Yeah, that's the understatement of the year. A lot of ways it's really good. Everything is better except for how expensive it is here.
Yeah. I can believe that.
Real quick, we do have a super chat from I Got Cookies. Thank you for the $10.
Thank you.
God should be more like Dave and Genevieve. Yes, absolutely agree. If there is a God, they should totally be more like Dave and Genevieve.
I know. They should show their face at least every week and be real.
It's just it's not that hard. Just don't be a dick,
Right. It's not hard.
Just don't be a dick. That's basically it.
If you're gonna be a dick, own up to it,
Yeah.
Don't gaslight people into.
I know. Yeah. I mean, he gaslights Satan left and right in the book. It's we know who's got the bigger kill count. Let's be real.
Kill count. That's really true.
Not even comparable. It was there was this YouTube video that was which Disney movie has the most deaths in it, and when you finally got to the one that had the most deaths, it was not even comparable. The movie Dinosaurs has so many thousands of deaths that it blew the other ones out of the water. And that's kind of how I feel when you're looking at the deaths that Satan was responsible for versus what God is responsible for in the Bible.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not even close.
Yeah.
I see a question. What will your foundation focus
That's what
on?
we're gonna
We'll
talk about
we'll
it.
get to that here. We got to cover a little ground here, but yeah, we're going to share some more details on that, Sean.
So I don't know if it's DY 1965. So I was in the Springfield area.
In Missouri, right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Is it Marit Ingebretson? Marit. All right, sorry for the
That's okay.
1999 super chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marit. She's a dear friend from California. She lives out in Southern California. Yeah, Marit Ingebretson. That's a name. Thanks, Marit. Good to see you. Okay, about the foundation. Courageous. Thank you, Ethan. We've got a couple more backstage, and then we need to get to some details here to let people know why in the world we're quitting this show.
Awesome. Courageous, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Courageous.
Thank you for
Good to see you.
Thank you. I love you.
Love you too.
Look forward to what's next.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And then our last guest, I believe, for the evening is going to be one of our call screeners, which is Captain Fallacy. Captain Fallacy, how you doing?
Fallacy.
Hey, everyone. Doing well.
Man. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm glad you could make it.
I'm here every Monday.
Well, I know you are, man. You are always here, and I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, a year and a half. That's I think that's a pretty good run. Good run.
Definitely. So how did you come up with the name Captain Fallacy?
Well, they wanted us to choose something, and whenever I watch any of the atheist shows, I'm like most impressed with the person who can most quickly pick out the fallacy in what someone's kind of presenting, because it's really hard to do, because I find that theists, they make it really tricky to actually see what the fallacy is, but they're saying like a half truth or something just not right, and it's hard to pick out sometimes. So
right.
I don't know, I thought it was what I was most impressed with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's a good name. That fits.
Yeah, thanks.
But yeah, thanks so much for being so faithful and regular and consistent and being there to take the calls. We didn't get calls every night, didn't have a lot of them, but when we did, at least you kept the riffraff off the air for the most part.
Definitely did.
Well, we tried, because they do try to disguise themselves sometimes, don't they?
Yeah, we
had quite a few people try to disguise themselves to get on the show. Where myself or Secular Rarity have been fortunate enough to remember the names. So once we see that name, we're like, yeah, it's a troll. We're not taking them.
Yep. They changed the phone numbers.
Genevieve and I were honored. The very first show we had Atangelo call in to the show, and I thought, okay, we have made it. We're in the big time. I mean, that's.
Yep.
We had Anthony.
Basically, there's no repeater for what he says too.
Oh yeah. We had Anthony Magnabosco on, so
he was up Angelo for it. Calls your show, you definitely have made it in the atheist community, because he loves to call atheist call-in shows.
Yep, with the same argument every time.
No matter how many times it's been debunked or disproven, it's the same thing every time. We can definitely count on Otangelo for that.
Yep.
Yeah,
well, thanks again, Captain. We appreciate your help. And if we get back on after we get these projects done, then we'll definitely call on you again, because we really appreciate all you've done to help the show.
As soon as I think I saw you on one of the shows, I heard your story, and I'm like, there's this guy, and he has like so much time left, and he's sharing his time to try and do such a great thing to, help people resolve magical thinking, because it's I think it's not just religion too. It's like the right wing, the whole right wing. It's just, they say the half truths, and it's hard to pick out the lies, and this is like, it kind of helps you towards a direction to get to that better place.
Right.
So I'm very proud to be like part of this show, and I'm always here for you in the future for whatever you need, Dave.
Thanks so much, man.
Captain Fallacy, thank you so much for joining the stream. We really appreciate everything you've done over the past year and a half.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep, no problem. Love you guys.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, man.
Couldn't do it without you.
We got another super chat from Lily Pad LA. Any advice for those in the audience wanting to start their own YouTube show? So I don't want to speak for Dave, but my advice is just do it. That's what I did one day. COVID happened. I was looking forever for people to be willing to sit down and talk with me. And it took some time, but finally I found a Christian that was willing to. And that was the beginning of the start of, YFNA, is that first Christian that agreed to sit down and talk with me. So you know what? Just do it. We need more voices out there. We need more variety. So if you have the chance to talk to somebody, or if you have a video idea, just do it. Don't think about it. Run right through it and get it out there.
And my advice is to call Ethan for help.
Yeah, I mean, I always try to make myself available to help people. So if you need tips, anything with streaming, please let me know, and I'm happy to assist in any way I can, because the more voices we can get out there, the better.
Yes. And that's good advice. Just start it, because if you wait for the perfect time, you'll wait forever.
Yep.
I want to mention a few other names that helped us in the back that couldn't be here tonight. And help me if I miss some, because Secular Rarity is putting them in the chat. Kelly Laughlin, Bree Badger, L, Ascalon, and of course, Caitlin Beyond, and Best Name Ever.
Yeah, without those people, they set up these private chats. They set up all the mod settings and the call screener settings. Like, there is a whole team behind this show that really just jumps in, works together, and makes sure each and every week we have call screeners, we have chat moderators, and everything is working successfully. So without all of you, you've definitely helped make this show possible, and we appreciate it.
Yep. Yes, Jeff, this is the last show. So let's get to why. Genevieve obviously had some technical. She'll be back. She's back. There she is.
I'm back.
So grab your outline, honey, so I don't miss anything. So 2 big reasons to move to. I've got to get the book finished. The book that I'm working on will be called Dying Out Loud, and a subtitle I'm working with is What Dying Taught Me About Living. So it's more of a small tidbits about a lot of the things I've been talking about in speaking in talks I've given and shows I've been on, and this show, and the things that have crystallized for me, and just talking with people and messages I've gotten from people around the world since I've been doing it, Dying Out Loud, about what's meant something to them, what they've gotten out of the Dying Out Loud message, and what I've realized people wanted to talk about in talking about living and talking about dying. A lot of it is coming to terms with our mortality and the realization that this is the one life we have, and we have to make it count. And so it's a lot of those kinds of things in book form. And so I've dabbled with writing it for the last 6 months or so. And like we said earlier, I'm not going to get it done if I don't devote daily time to it. And I can't do that if I'm doing this.
Right. Well, it's a lot of work.
It is. And so I've got to let this go, because I know this is a special show, but there are other people doing YouTube shows and doing them well. But there's no one else that can write this book. And there's no one else that can. I'm not talking about a book like this, but my particular book with my particular voice. I have to do it. And I just don't have a lot of time, not only in the days, but the days I have left. Right. And so I've got to focus on that and not delay that any longer. And adjacent to that is there's a super chat from Lauren Crouch, Gabe's partner. Yeah. Oh, we love you guys. Oh, she's sweet. Thank you, Lauren. So we appreciate that. And the other thing that we need to focus on that Bevan and I've been talking about for over a year now is forming a nonprofit foundation. And we don't know the name of it yet. We're still working on the mission statement and the details of what that will look like. But essentially, it will be a foundation and a nonprofit to serve the ALS community, and potentially, most likely, other fatal diseases and or motor neuron diseases. And the gist of what we want to do for folks is similar to the fundraiser that Bevan's doing, the 60 at 60, the trail run that she's going to do in March in Kansas. It's to provide opportunities for people with ALS to have some magic moments or some bucket list things or some, what's the McDonald's thing they do? Make-A-Wish thing. What happens when you get diagnosed with ALS is the immediate reality is you don't know how long you have. You know it's fatal, you know it's terminal, and you know it's coming for you, and it's going to take all of your abilities away from you. You just don't know how soon that's going to happen.
You got a lot of financial things
and then you're worried about finances, and a lot of people, you know, if you're younger, you've got a family, you've got a job, all the shit just hits you all at once. It's over fucking whelming. And what happens is that you can get caught up in just trying to get your head around it and try to get to doctors, try to find out, is there any medication? What kind of equipment am I going to need? How soon am I going to need it? What people don't realize about me is that mine is one of the slower progressing forms of ALS you'll ever see. I mean, we've literally met quite a few people that have been diagnosed after me and that are already dead, or definitely in a wheelchair, definitely in bed and unable to do anything. I'm much slower than almost everyone we've seen. Wouldn't you say, honey?
There are a few people slower, but Dave's pretty much in about a 5% category of slow progression. And even then, as you see, or if anybody has seen him recently, it has progressed. I mean, it's taken away pretty much all of his, I guess, manual functions, being able to do things with his hands.
Yeah.
And it's affecting your walking and things like that. But still, to be 4 years into this, it's amazing. 50% of people don't make it past 3 years, to give you an idea.
Oh, so, wow.
Yeah.
That's a pretty high percentage.
Yeah, 80% don't make it past 5 years, and Dave's in the 4th year. And I do not plan for him to be gone next year. So he really is definitely slower. So, but at the same time, the progression makes it harder to do the things. And so that's why Dave is so anxious to get this book done when he can. When he's using voice to text, but he's got to be able to talk to do that and talk intelligibly as far as the computer recognizing his voice. So there are some people who do it through the little Toby devices, which are eye gaze. It takes forever to do that. So it's kind of now or never type of situation.
So,
well, by the way, I'd like to, we have a super sticker, $20.
Thank you.
From Kami Hunter. Thank you so much for your donation.
Thank you, Ethan, for catching that.
Thank you, Kami.
The foundation will be, so back to what I was saying, when you get diagnosed, you're so overwhelmed. There may be things that you've wanted to always do, or that you would like to take your kid. It could be you wanted to take your son to a ball game at Fenway Park in Boston, or anything like that. And you know that your time is going to run out, and you're so worried about having money to take care of for equipment, or
your family in the future.
Your family, or hiring a caregiver, and so you won't take the money to go do a special thing.
Right.
But if there's a foundation, and we were able to benefit from a grant from one of these foundations to do a scuba diving trip. If you remember the octopus picture, when I got to play with an octopus, that was an incredible special moment. And that was provided to us from a grant from another foundation that's similar to the one we're wanting to do. The thing that's going to make ours different is this. It's going to be in the language of it, not like on the front page of the mission statement, but in the language of it. Everyone who connects with this foundation will know that it's an atheist organization.
Wow.
Founded by an atheist. And the reason I feel passionate about that is because if you know my message at all, you know that I say things like, this is the one life we know we have, and we have to make the most of it and grab the moments in this life. And so because I know that it's the one life we have, and there's no afterlife. I don't know that, but all evidence points to that. I talk about that as a non-religious person. Many people in the ALS community, probably 90% of them, are Christians, are people of faith. And some of them, if they weren't before they got it, they are now, hoping that, they'll throw God a bone and maybe something, he'll shine favorably on them, which he never does because he's not there to do it. Did I see a super chat we missed, Ethan?
Yes. So from Kelly Laughlin,
hey Kelly,
just wanted to say what an honor it was to work on the show, the little bit that I did. Thank you all, and best wishes.
Thank you, Kelly. Appreciate your support and your
Kelly.
help.
In fact, talking about Kelly, I do want to just say thank you to Bree Badger, L, Asalon, Caitlin Beyond, and Best Name Ever, and all the other people who are behind the scenes making this show happen, who aren't joining us tonight on the air. It's really spectacular seeing what this community has done coming together. And
Agreed.
You're right. You don't need God to be good.
No. We got another super chat from Arch Radish, $10. Thank you. Thanks, Dave and Genevieve, for the amazing show and all you've done with it.
Thank you, Arch.
Thanks, friend.
Yeah, that's your friend, isn't it, Genevieve? Yeah. So that's it. You don't have to be good. You don't have to have God to be good. And I want people, the ALS people that receive grants for these experiences, to know that it came from a person, a people, a group, but founded by a person who had, excuse me, I get choked up. I just swallowed wrong. I don't ever cry. That had ALS and didn't capitulate to the idea of a God, and was fine with this life being the one life we have. And that's why I want to focus on providing moments for people who are running out of the time to have them. But I want them to know that it came from a non-religious person. And it's not, the grants that we give aren't going to be, they're not going to be, you won't have to be an atheist to get one, is what I'm saying. You can, anyone who qualifies for a grant can receive the grant to do a trip or have an experience, but they're going to know when they get it, it came from an atheist. That's the point. I want that to be crystal clear.
An atheist
group that didn't call on some God to help us. We're here to help each other, and we're doing the best we can, and we get the help from actual people, not from some imaginary sky daddy.
Right.
And so that's what I feel like I can offer to that community that's different than what's already out there. So that's kind of the gist of the foundation. We need help in putting that together. We're just in the formulation parts of it. Oh, look at Cookie. I got Cookies. Another super chat just for you, Bevan.
Oh gosh, thank you.
This is for Bevan, for being so amazing and taking care of our Dave. Thank you. I got Cookies.
And she does. And she's having to more and more. That's the thing. And Ethan or Genevieve, we've each seen each other in the last year or so, different places. But when you see me next, you'll realize how much change has happened,
right?
And how much more dependent I've become, and so that's just the nature of things. People don't see it when all they see is me on a screen like this. But if you're around me in person, you see how much help I need and how much help Bevan has to provide for me, and that's a part of what we have to adjust to as well, which leads us to another reason. I guess it'd be a third reason that we really need to put the show on hiatus for now, is that we have to make some changes in how we're living. The house we're in here in Charlotte has stairs, and stairs are becoming much more difficult for me on a regular basis. And so we've got to find a different place to live. We've got to find, and we're open to several kinds of possibilities. We, in a dream world, we would live in a place that's a single level, that is close to shops and restaurants. I want to be able to wheel my wheelchair down to a bar, wheel it into the bar, and they set me up on the corner with my drink. I don't have to tell them what I want. It's like that scene from Cheers. Norm.
We got another super chat. Shane.
Oh wow, Shane.
Thank you for the $50. Thank you so much, Dave, for everything you've done for the community. It's unanimous. Ask anyone in the community who the nicest person they've ever met is, and they'll say Dave without missing a beat.
Oh.
That is a demonstrably true statement.
Oh, you guys are too kind. My God. Y'all are so sweet. I appreciate that. I really do, y'all. I appreciate it so much.
Did we lose somebody?
Did we miss somebody else?
There's another one that just came in from Zach Brannigan. Another 666 says, for Dave's new foundation, love that atheists will have something not corrupted by religion. Fear of damnation should not be what makes a person.
That's so right. You're so right, Zach.
Amen. And
that's exactly what our point of this is that we want that to be noted, that that's a big part of who we are and what we do. But yeah, we will be sharing more about the foundation as it comes together. We'll need all the help for these kind of things. Social media, promotional. I mean, Genevieve, you work for one. You know what it takes, and so we'll be leaning into your expertise and what you've learned in the last year. We're putting the board together, getting the bylaws in place. Daryl Ray's been very helpful in advising me on some things and what to do and what not to do. So we're just in the formulation stages of it. We're wanting to get it up and running, but we're not going to rush it. So we wanted to talk on the 60 at 60, the fundraiser that Bevan's doing, that's doing something similar. Share a little bit more about that, hon.
Oh, okay. Well, you talk about the nonprofit that we're trying to do, and that really is, it's going to require a team of people. That's not something that Dave and I can do alone. So anyone who's interested in being part of that, yeah, we definitely would love to hear from you and find out what you want to offer or what you feel like you might be able to offer in that category, because this is something new for us. We've never done anything like that before. And I think one of the things that sometimes some people give a little pushback on is that they're like, well, how come you're not looking to raise money for research or raise money for medical equipment and this and that? And actually, there are a lot of organizations that are doing that. There are a lot of great organizations doing that, and I applaud them. It's just that sometimes the emotional and mental health of people with ALS gets sort of overlooked when you're so busy trying to address all the physical needs. And I just see so many people that, the minute, as Dave said, the minute they're diagnosed, they're just in this flurry of, planning and trying to figure out things. And then they spend their next 2 to 3 years of life doing that instead of living. Mm-hmm. And as frustrating as this is, we don't have a cure for this, and we're not even sure if we're slowing it down with some of these medications. And
we're not.
And so it's something that it's almost like you always want to tell people, take a step back and really value what really they do have left, and that is their life and what they can live at the moment. But at the same time, it's very hard to say, oh, go live the best life when you're sitting there worrying about your finances in the future. And so this is just sort of an opportunity that we want to be able to say, hey, you know what? Take your family and go to Disney World or do whatever you've always dreamed of doing, because
do it now. Don't put it off.
Those memories are wonderful for the person with ALS, but they're priceless for the people that surround that person, caring for that person with ALS, that will have that to look back onto and remember, because sadly, there's probably going to be a lot of unpleasant things they have to remember. So to give them the chance to remember something good is really great. And it's also, and I'm just going to telling you a little bit, it's also sort of inspirational. Dave talks a lot about, going this scuba diving and seeing the octopus. But before he went that day, I'd been a little frustrated because Dave was giving me a lot of pushback on doing anything that might help, such as like taking the vitamins and taking this nasty drink that he has to drink. And it's nasty. Yeah, but it was almost the point that I was just like, Dave, please do it for me, because I have to feel like I'm doing something, even if it's not working, And Dave was like, wait a minute, I don't want to spend the rest of my life drinking this nasty drink and you can't make me kind of thing. And so you can see both sides, you know, and it was strange because after that day and having that experience of the octopus, it was like, even as much as you talk about living your best life, I think it was just kind of a real wake-up call that, hey, there are adventures to happen out there. There are things to explore, and I need to do everything I can do to hang on. And you came to me and you said, okay, make the drink. And he actually asked me to make the drink. And I was like, whoa, something changed here, you know? And
well, when you play with an octopus in the wild, it'll do something to you. I don't know. That was one magic moment. I can't describe how amazing that was.
We've got one more guest. Would you like to bring him on?
Yes.
All right. I would like to welcome one of my favorite atheists in the atheist YouTube community, Kenneth Leonard.
The man. Perfect timing.
I know,
Perfect timing.
We were just talking about the team aspect of this stuff.
And the reason being is that I think, because we've talked about it on this show before, and if you don't, I won't go into total detail, but if you're not familiar, starting, back about 7-8 months ago, I started training for a it's actually 62.1, I believe, mile run, but I was calling it a 60-mile run in honor of my 60th birthday. And I wanted to run my age, basically. And I thought, well, what can I do to really make it more than just me running? And I thought, and this is actually before we were deciding the nonprofit, I said, I'd love to raise funds to be able to provide people these opportunities. And and one of the reasons is because there is a foundation called HARC, and they have a person who used to do a lot with their organization. He was in his early 30s, tragically got killed last year in a motorcycle accident, and his family set up a foundation to provide adventures for people with ALS. And I don't, it's not necessarily a religious foundation, but still, this is what I wanted to do to help do it under HARC. And that's why you'll see the name HARC. It's something that we hope we can do under our own foundation once we get a nonprofit set up. But right now, because we're not an official nonprofit, we're doing under HARC. But that is running 60 miles at the Prairie Trail in Ottawa, Kansas. And I've been raising money. If you want to see more about it, we have a Facebook page called 60 at 60 for ALS. Just Google that on Facebook and she'll pop right up. But unfortunately, starting about 3 weeks ago, I have some kind of injury I cannot seem to shake. I have been in a lot of pain. And it's been kind of really affecting both of us a lot, because I do have to physically help Dave out a lot. And I'm like, okay, I'm trying to walk across the room to help Dave out, and I'm having trouble. So I haven't posted much on the fundraiser page, because I kept thinking I'll get through this, because I've run a long time, all my life. I've had injuries, and you rest a few days, it goes away. But I'm really now trying to get a PT and a doctor lined up. Unfortunately, my insurance changed, so then the person I was going to couldn't take me anymore. It's just been a mess. But meanwhile, I've been really depressed, honestly, about this whole thing, because that's what I really wanted to do. It's only 3 months away now, and I'm doing calculating things like, how long would it take me to walk 60 miles, if I can't run this? And a dear friend who's with HARC said something about, well, have you ever considered maybe having someone run proxy for you, like do this with you or for you if you're not able to run? And I'm like, wow,
who would do that?
I don't have very many friends that are ready to run 60 miles.
A 60-mile run. Yeah.
Well, what's funny is that Kenny and I were doing AXP a few weeks ago, and somehow we were talking about this race, and you said, where is it? And I said, Ottawa. He said, dude, is that the trail run? I'm doing that. What? Yeah. You're coming to that? And I said, yeah, Bevan's going to be running. So it turns out Kenneth is planning to run the same race as we are in March. And so when she said that, having someone run for you, I thought, oh my God, Kenneth. And so we reached out, and then tell him what Kenneth said that really resonated with you.
I really felt kind of, I really felt awkward, asking him about this and for this. And he was like,
not at all.
Yeah, he said, the way I see it is that, when someone has ALS, it's just not one person can do it all. It really requires a team to help that person, and it does. And I feel like this is just joining the team and being part of a team to help make this mission happen, to help make this fundraiser happen. So because some other stuff we were working on today, but anyway, I'm going to be posting about that, announcing that, and I'm really happy to have you, Kenneth, on board.
Oh yeah, no, I honestly, it's an honor to get to help out. Because I was floored. I couldn't believe what Dave and I were talking about it. It just, of all of the races in the entire United States,
all over the country,
you and I were doing the same one is crazy.
It's a God thing. It's a God thing.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. I mean, so we're going to be doing this 62-mile run. And showing people that, without God, all things are possible.
That's right.
So, yeah.
And Dave and I are definitely going to be there. I'm hoping I can run it. If I can't run it, I'm going to run it. If I can't run it, I'm going to walk it. I'll try to figure out a way, but no matter what, but Kenneth is definitely planning to run it, and he's going to be doing it for the 60. Not at 60. Kenneth's not 60.
Well, but he's
added the problem.
He's added to the team for the fundraiser, and he's part of the team that, we can help. He can help promote that, and
if anybody else wants to run 60 miles, come join us.
And for those that don't know, Kenneth has been a contributor on that GD show. He's been a fantastic contribution to the YFNA family. He is a contributor to the ACA. No, fantastic's not a stretch. You are a staple of the YFNA community, and I couldn't be more grateful to have met you. For those who don't know, Kenneth reached out to me after I got demolished by a priest up on a debate. And he's like, you look like you could use a little help here, man. I'm like, yeah, I really could. So he spent countless hours educating me and helping me, move forward and learn as much as possible. So Kenneth, thank you.
The thing is, like, people who I think watch from the outside and hear people talk about like the atheist community might not really get a sense that it really is. It's a lot of people helping each other and supporting each other. It's it's a beautiful thing. It's a great thing to be able to be a part of.
It is, and that when you said that it takes a team, we really resonated with us that really is the nature of helping someone with ALS. It's just more than one person can do. And I saw an ex-gen Arian was on. She actually was on with Apostasy.
She had a super chat. If I could read it real quick.
Ago. Yeah.
Thank you for everything, Dave, and you, Ethan, helped me get into activism with my first roundtable.
Nice.
Then you were my first guest on Truth Wanted. You are inspiring. You are loved.
Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that.
We just got another one in a second ago from Aquatwin, another $20 super chat. Thank you, Dave and Genevieve, for all you contributed to making this world a little better. Best wishes.
Thank you. Our dream scenario, and I don't know how realistic this is. We're just going to put it out there to the universe. We talked about needing to make a change here with our living situation, and it needs to be realistically this year. I don't know how much longer I can climb stairs. I'm just being honest.
Right.
The best case scenario that we could imagine, if someone said, what would you really like to see happen, Dave? And it would be this. It would be living in a situation where we have a third or another person or a couple that's able to live with us and free of charge, just live with us and help us and be a person in the house, like the old fashioned way. Families just all lived together. There was a grandmother and an uncle and an aunt, and now everybody's so separated and isolated, and everybody is doing their own thing. But we would like to see an old fashioned.
Everybody's going to send us their grandmother.
Huh?
Everybody's going to send us their grandmother.
Yeah, no, we don't want a grandmother that needs help. No,
send your grandparents to Dave. That's right.
Don't misunderstand me here. We need strong, healthy people. But someone that's in a stage in life where they're, in between, a student, a young couple, an older not older, not too old, but a retired person that's still healthy. Just, another set of hands, another vehicle to take me to the coffee shop. Because I have to go to the coffee shop every day to write. I can't write here in the house. It's just too open. I can't do with people listening. I can write in a room full of strangers who can hear me, but not someone in the other room, if it makes any sense. Anyway.
1000%.
But that's our dream scenario. And we don't know where that would be. It doesn't have to, we don't have to be in Charlotte. We don't have to be long-term somewhere. We're considering renting this place out to the travel nurse community, where you can rent for 3 or 4 months at a time, or someone comes in, we rent it furnished. We don't have to do a lot to it. And we pick up and go and live somewhere for 6 months or a year or 3 months or whatever. We're pretty flexible, and we're just throwing it out there. I don't know who that person or persons would be. I don't know if it's even realistic, but it would be a scenario that would really work for us. So
a lot of people I know have had a friend or a family member or somebody move in with them to help, because to just hire somebody like that is just not affordable.
It gets really expensive. When you'll hear people talk about the expense of ALS, and it really is not, in terms of, I don't have a lot of expensive drugs I take. I don't have a lot of doctor visits. I don't spend money on much of anything. And I mean, we've got a wheelchair ordered, and it's paid for by Medicare.
I think it's not really paid for. Is a van, something to travel in.
A van, we'll need a van at some point.
Yeah.
But the expense gets to be when you have to hire caregivers.
Right.
And that's what most people have to do toward the end, just because it's more than one person can do. If that rings true with anyone who hears this, reach out to me, reach out to us. Our email's on the website. It's daveoutloud@gmail.com. If you want to help with the foundation, I know we're running close on time. If you want to help with the foundation, I saw some people in the private chat and in the other chat who said, I'd love to get involved with that. Let us know. We're going to need help in all the areas as we kick this thing up. So just reach out to us and let us know, what you're thinking in any of these areas. What else have I not covered? I always forget. Oh, Patreon.
Pretty much, because some people are like, well, what can you do? I mean, Dave's not going into a hole. I mean, he's hoping to be able to have some speaking opportunities this year, as well as some shows that he's talking on. So
we're filling up the calendar this year.
I highly recommend, if you haven't yet, subscribe to this YouTube channel, because when he does have any kind of speaking engagement or podcast or anything like that will be on the YouTube channel, and you get a notification that something new's come up. So if you want to see what's going on for that.
Yes, Ethan.
Dave, are you doing the Better Conference this coming year?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Well, I will see you. For those who don't know, the Atheist Roundtable, or the Atheist Network Group, now known as, is going to be hosting the Better Conference, which was apparently a great success last year. They'll be hosting it again this year. We'll have a fantastic list of atheist celebrities that are going to be guest speakers. So I'm pretty excited about it. Last year I was not able to make it, but this year I will definitely be there.
Yeah, it's going to be in June, I believe, in Fort Wayne, Indiana. We're also scheduled at the Baja Con, which is the Blue Water Atheists, Agnostics, and Humanists in Sarnia, Ontario, which is right across the border from Detroit. We did that last year as well, and it's in August, I think, and they're doing it again this year. Okay. And I'll be doing the NanoCon in Nashville again, and probably some other things. But those three for sure are already on the schedule. So yeah, we're going to still be doing speaking and some individual videos here and there, and then guesting on some other shows.
So definitely be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel here, because that's where all the new content will be posted. And also, if you've gone to Dave's website anytime, there's usually a pop-up that says something about a mailing list. please go ahead and sign up for that mailing list. I promise we will not spam you. I don't have time to email somebody every week, but when something's important, it's a way to reach everybody, because we've noticed that the algorithms on like Facebook, half the people don't see the stuff we post just because it just never comes up in your feed.
Right.
So if you sign up for the mailing list, it's something important you need to know. We will definitely be sending out an email, and that way you can definitely follow us. But we promise you're not going to get an email every other day. It drives me crazy when people do that. I just want to know the highlights. And last but not least, one thing and y'all have been so sweet tonight, but we have really, really appreciated all the super chat support that we've had for this show. It's definitely helped a lot, both covering some of the expenses of this show, but just covering expenses that we incur with like these travels to these places and speaking engagements and that sort of thing. So, and for people that want to support it, is really the super chat's kind of going to go away if we're not having a YouTube show. So, but we do have Patreon, and we really are needing probably to focus more on that as our source of support. So I've been looking into, because I really didn't understand much about Patreon, how it worked, but been looking more into that, and you're going to see that designed a little differently. We're going to try to set up some things where you can get some benefits that we hope people like. If there are benefits you want to see, please do not hesitate to ask, because that's what we're trying to do, is make people happy. And but we really definitely appreciate you being a Patreon supporter and being part of this community. And it really helps us out a lot, and being able to keep doing what we do and to keep doing that in the future for that. And
speaking of the super chats, those of you that have been regular super chat contributors, like Bevan said, it's been awesome to see that every week, but it is going away. And the reality is that YouTube and Google takes a pretty good chunk of that. Actually,
yeah, they do, like 40%.
Yeah, it's a lot that they take. They're very they get their tax right off the top.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've been used to doing that and want to continue to support the work that we do, then just shift some of that over to Patreon and do it that way. It's a lot. They don't take near as much. I think you found out like 5% or something.
They don't take out as, yeah.
There's a lot less that's taken.
It's a lot less.
More of it gets to us, is what we're trying to say. And it's difficult for me. I hate talking about money. I really do. I hate it. But the reality is we really do appreciate it. Bevan has had to stop working to take care of me. So this is kind of us. This is where we're at right now. And we do want to continue to contribute. And I think that the things that we are going to be doing are going to be helping out. One of the things we've thought about is, as a thank you to the Patreon supporters, is, getting a sneak preview of some of the chapters of the book as they're written. Hangout once a month, a Zoom hangout with me and all the other Patreon supporters at different things that I know other people do on there. So we're working on setting some things up like that. That's just a way that we can continue to connect with you guys and say thanks for your support.
Well, Dave, I can definitely say on behalf of the community, we're going to miss your and Genevieve's show very much. It's been a fantastic change from other call-in shows. You always have great guests and great conversations, and it's definitely going to be, there's going to be a hole in my heart from this Monday night show. It's going to be missed.
Thank you. Hopefully, I'm open to the prospect of, the reality is that this next year, 2023, this year that we're in now, we want to get these two things, the book written and the nonprofit up and running. And then we've got some travel planned, but the year after that is going to be more and more difficult to travel. And I'm going to be more limited in what I can do. And at that point, probably the thing I still can do is sit in front of a camera like this and talk.
Right.
And so it's very likely that we will be able to come back around and reboot this thing, because that will be the way that I can contribute the best, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to put a comma on this and say it's gonna be on hiatus, and we will revisit it a year from now and see if we want to reboot it. How's that?
Sounds like a plan. Would you like to bring on all our guests?
Yes.
And so we can thank them one last time.
Whoever's left, bring on the gang. The gang's all here. Thank you for everybody in the chat. I saw a lot of the messages and couldn't get to everyone. But man, look at this group of wonderful people. There's that mug. Look at Captain Fallacy. We gave those mugs away. We had a trivia contest. That's so funny.
Yeah, without all of you, the show would not have been possible. So we definitely can't thank you enough for your continued support and all the hard work you've put in.
Yeah, absolutely, Ethan. And we appreciate everyone's contributions, and just stay connected with us. We're gonna still be doing stuff, and it's just gonna take a different form for the next year or so, and then we'll come back around and see what's next. As long as I'm kicking, I'm going to be doing something, I think.
Well, I think I could probably speak for everybody here on screen, and probably most, if not all, of the people in chat or watching, tomorrow. We're all going to be around for whatever you are doing, Dave, whatever you're doing,
Absolutely.
Genevieve. We're going to be here. And so y'all just hit us up. We love y'all. We support the crap out of y'all. And yeah, that's it. I mean, we love y'all.
Elliot.
Absolutely. You tell me.
We love you.
Where to jump on this.
Love you, Dave. And Genevieve.
Oh, you guys. Damn it, I'm gonna cry again.
No, Genevieve, I love you, sweetheart.
Love you so much.
It's been a great ride.
It has been, and I will also be on standby, just patiently waiting for a year from now, because I'm not ready to say goodbye. I did see a couple people in the chat asking what I will be doing, and I just keep thinking, Dave, something that I think is so important about your story and everything that you do is that when you're diagnosed with a terminal illness, it becomes very apparent that your time is limited. What you can choose to do is limited, and you have to be really careful with that and intentional and really just live your life. But you don't have to be diagnosed with a terminal illness to recognize that we're all dying, just very slowly.
Right.
And so I can't imagine doing a show without you, Dave, but I do have a lot of people that I need to hit up who've asked me to be on their shows, and I've just been really busy lately. So I will pick up guest appearances here and there.
Yep.
I should probably reboot my TikTok as well, because I've just been busy and not on that, but I do miss it a lot. So
speaking of which, I'll need to reach out to both you guys, among several other people on this panel. The Recovering from Religion fundraiser I'm putting together for our third year in a row is coming up in April. So
yes, I will do that.
Hopefully you both can be on the show. It's April 1st from 4 to 8 p.m. Central. We just need everyone to make a 15-minute cameo. It would be awesome.
Be glad to help. I will. So let me know what I can do.
Yeah, absolutely.
1000%.
Anything and always.
Well, Dave, do you want to close it out?
Oops. Well, I would, but I don't have an ear. It came out of the thing too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we yanked it out of everything.
There you go.
How do we I said, well, that's I don't know if I can do it. That's our show for tonight.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Continuing greatness, brother.